We need everyone to please take their seat so that we can begin our program. That was a lot loud. We need everyone in their seats, please, so that we can begin our program.
I think we're about to get started, hopefully. I think you're over here. Wait. You're over here, Ed. I know.
I'm at this side.
But you got a seat there.
Oh, I see. And she's, okay, yep.
All right, if I could ask everyone to take their seats, please. So this is one of these great days for Illinois Institute of Technology, one of these great days for everyone who's interested in our university, our trustees, our friends, our students, our faculty, our staff. You know, this is a dream that started a number of years ago. And when it was first discussed, it seemed as if it would be impossible. But, you know, due to the generosity of Ed and Carol Kaplan, due to the work of our trustees, due to the generosity of many of our friends, it became possible. This building built entirely by philanthropy, by people agreeing to this dream that an innovation center that was focused on tech entrepreneurship would really make a difference in our university. And as we're here, I'd like to just recognize a couple of people at the beginning. And first of all, I think it's only appropriate to recognize President Emeritus John Anderson, without whom this would never have happened. We'll have a number of noted people speak, but I'd also like to recognize that Congressman Rush, who's done many things with us, has come today. Thank you. And I know, but by mentioning a couple of people, I'm now missing out many others that I should mention, and I apologize for all the people that I'm not mentioning. But at this time, we're really fortunate to have Senator Dick Durbin here, who's been a great friend of this university over the years, and I'd like to ask him to make a few remarks.
Thank you very much. Bobby Rush, it's good to be in your district. And for all of you, it's an honor to be here today for the opening of the Ed Kaplan Family Institute for Innovation and Tech Entrepreneurship at IIT. Since our earliest days, America has always believed in the power of discovery and innovation. It's part of America's DNA. And when it comes to innovation and job growth, technology is leading the way and enabling new forms of entrepreneurship that are very rewarding. Technological innovation is a powerful tool that can be used to tackle our problems and the world's challenges. And the Kaplan Institute and IIT will help Chicago and Illinois continue to lead the world. You can't do it alone, though. We need to help you in Washington. And in Washington, we need to focus more attention on research and innovation. A few years ago, I went out to the National Institutes of Health, and I met with Dr. Collins, and I said, what do you think we need to do in the future? He said, if you could just give me 5% real growth in the investment in medical research, we'll light up the scoreboard. So I went back on Capitol Hill, and as hard as it may be to believe, we put together a bipartisan team. Lamar Alexander of Tennessee, Patty Murray of Washington, and Roy Blunt of Missouri. And we did it. This is the fourth straight year of 5% real growth at the National Institute of Health. But it's good, but not sufficient. We need to do more. We need to do investment in innovation and research way beyond that. We have so many areas that are important. The Department of Energy's Office of Science, the Department of Defense Science and Tech programs, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, Scientific and Technical Research, and NASA and the National Science Foundation. Should we make a 5% real growth commitment in research and innovation at the federal level each year? I think it's a good idea. So do the Chinese. And they're doing it. And if we don't, we know the results. So when we show leadership at a local level, those of us in Washington need to match it with a similar commitment. I'm honored to be here today for the opening of the Kaplan Family Institute.
You know, for every idea, there has to be leaders that make it happen. But one of the interesting parts of this project was that I got to meet with John Anderson and Vic Morgenstern and Joel Kraus and Ed Kaplan every Monday afternoon, I think, for 2 years as we planned this. And as it became possible through Ed and Carol's gift, we then had to go into a process to find the right person to be the architect for this building. And we went through an exhaustive process to discover that the best person was on our faculty. That should be no surprise to us, that the best architect would be on our faculty, because we have a fabulous School of Architecture. And with that, I'm going to invite John Ronan, the architect of this wonderful building, to say a few words. John?
Thanks, Alan. The first school was started under a tree by someone who came to be known as a teacher, talking with young people who came to be known as students. This dialogue was the origin of our university system, which for centuries has been the place where knowledge resides and is transferred. But the world is changing. Knowledge is now readily accessible to anyone with a computer connection, and so the role of the university is changing. And while knowledge and skills were once all that was needed to advance in life, today it's creativity and entrepreneurial initiative which are the keys to success. It's no longer about what you know, but about what you can do with what you know that matters. And so our university buildings must also evolve to reflect this new reality. We approach this project not as a classroom building so much as an idea factory, a place of creative encounters between students and faculty across disciplines, and a home for new ideas and meaningful innovation. It's conceived as a hybrid of campus space and building organized around 2 open-air courtyards which serve as outdoor meeting spaces and which provide a continuous connection to nature. Designed to support innovation, the Kaplan Institute is innovative in its own right. The second floor of the building is enclosed in a dynamic facade of ETFE foil cushions, which can vary the amount of solar energy entering the building through sophisticated pneumatics, allowing it to respond to changes in weather and climate in real time. In an idea that Mies would have loved, the building's structure actually heats and cools the interior via radiant piping integrated into its steel and concrete. I'd like to acknowledge the team which took the Kaplan Institute from idea to reality, starting with my own team at John Ronan Architects, Marcin Sheff, Daniel Ballou, Sam Park, and Eric Cheng, our consultants, IIT's project management team, Bruce Watts, Colette Porter, and Tom Henahan, the general contracting team of Power Construction and Ujama, Trustee David Kroll and the folks at Cotter Consulting who advised the university throughout the process, and a special thanks to Steelcase for providing the furniture in which students will imagine the future. Mies originally understood the campus to be comprised of 3 kinds of buildings: classrooms, laboratories, and communal buildings like the library and student center. The Kaplan building will be all 3. Intended for use by all, it's a new kind of classroom building, a laboratory for ideas where students will shape the future. In closing, I invite you all to come sit under the trees in the Kaplan Institute courtyard as we rethink higher education in the 21st century.
You know, here at Illinois Tech, we value our students, and the next person I'll invite to come is Molly Urbina, who's a mechanical engineering major, 3rd year, and a Duchessois scholar.
Hello, everyone. Coming to college, I was excited to get involved in organizations on campus and eager to learn more about my major. I knew that I wanted to study mechanical engineering, but I didn't really know what that would entail. I often asked myself, what would I do every day at work? And is this something that I'm genuinely interested in? These were questions that I didn't have the answer to, and I wasn't sure how to find them. Through courses in the iPro program, students of all majors are able to work on a project based on various topics. My group and I created a robot for inspection for vertical farms. And although we learned and gained many technical skills, I learned that I could not be successful without collaborating with various disciplines. During this semester-long project, I discovered my weaknesses, learned how to manage our resources, and learned how to communicate effectively with my teammates and my professors. This was the first time that I truly understood that engineering is more than just building a mechanism. It's about working together to solve problems. This class allowed me to apply what I was learning, bringing the real world into the classroom. It helped me to find some of the answers of my questions by helping me find what areas that I'm interested in, all the while gaining the experiences necessary to land internships. This past summer, I worked at Ford Motor Company in their research and advanced engineering department. I was responsible for delivering results, communicating with industry professionals, and working with my group members to reach our goals. Because of classes like iPro, I felt confident and prepared for whatever challenges they were going to throw at me next. I'm excited about this grand opening today, as it will be a driving force in student inventions. With Illinois Tech's commitment to creativity, students will be able to gain these invaluable experiences throughout their college career. And although I have a lot more to learn and questions that I still have to find answers to, I hope that this will spark collaboration among students and that it will become a center for students just like myself to be able to turn their ideas into reality. Thank you very much, and please welcome Mayor Rahm Emanuel.
I would just say, Molly, as a father of 3 kids in college, your parents are immensely proud. Congratulations. I will say that, and I do this, Senator Durbin does this for a living. If you could give Molly a hand again, she doesn't have to do that. Thank you. I'm going to deviate for a second, but it matters, and John knows where I'm going on this. This institute is already a creator of one innovative idea. When we were here to break ground on this facility, we were speaking in the other room and we're on our way here to put a shovel in the ground. I said to John, I said, we have a challenge and an opportunity in the city of Chicago. I said, do you think the architectural community would respond to building neighborhood libraries inside a new public housing CHA facility? And he said, we would definitely run at that idea. I said, you're not going to really make your end of the year P&L work this way. But I had this idea of, with public housing, build a community library inside of public housing. This December, we will cut the ribbon on the first of 4 of those facilities, and it will be John Ronan's facility that he won. And it's already a byproduct of one innovation idea right here out of the Kaplan Center. And you should know, so it was that, thank God it was like a 10-second, 15-second walk, but the city of Chicago is the first city in the United States to try this idea, and we'll now, in 4 different parts of the city, have public housing done by great architects across the city of Chicago with a neighborhood community library within that. And I think building a new shared space, both between public housing, our public libraries, that bring people into public housing in a new, different way. And if it wasn't for breaking ground, putting the shovel in the ground, John and I would not have had that opportunity. And today, Perkins of Will, Skidmore Ronan, and John Ronan are all working on those projects, the first of 3. This December, we will cut the ribbon on it. So you're one idea ahead of schedule already. Second is, I do want everybody to see this is a very, very important day. I think it's the first new academic center here at IIT in over 4 decades. And I believe that today, when we cut the ribbon, we're cutting the ribbon on innovation, we're cutting the ribbon on invention, and we're cutting the ribbon on incubation. And it's a beginning process when you look around what's happening in the next 2 months here between Bronzeville, the South Loop, Hyde Park, and in the surrounding area, that the South Loop Bronzeville community will be the center of the new tech economy in the city of Chicago. And it's not an accident that IIT, which brought technology to the city of Chicago and put it on the map as an innovator and being in the forefront of adopting new technology into innovation, would also be the first of a series of new openings and breaking grounds of academic areas across the city, adding almost 4,000 to 6,000 positions in computer science and engineering. And when you put that all together, I'm a little competitive as a middle child. I would just say to Silicon Valley, Beijing, Tokyo, Berlin, watch out, Chicago's coming for you. And I do think this also speaks volumes about the city of Chicago. It's been noted already that this is the first building done philanthropically, totally. I want to say to Ed and Carol Kaplan on behalf of the city of Chicago and the future of this city, which we can't totally see the road ahead, that your tremendous generosity speaks volumes more about your values. And what I mean by that is, to all of us who walk through the door of opportunity, we have a question in front of us. When we reach back, do we grab another hand or we grab a door handle? And Ed and Carol Kaplan and all of you who were part of this effort grabbed many, many hands, and you're going to pull thousands of hands through that door of opportunity. There'll be many Mollies who say, I don't have all the answers, but I now start to understand what the questions are. And because of the Kaplan generosity, you sparked others' generosity. And because of your generosity, we're not just cutting a ribbon. We're beginning the process of a new era of innovation and incubation here in the city of Chicago. So on behalf of the city of Chicago, to the Kaplan family, I want to thank you for your generosity.
And now let me invite Ed Kaplan to say a few words.
There's a lot of people here. I'm pretty excited about this, and I've worked on it for a long time. People ask me, a lot of people ask me, why did I decide to provide funding for the Institute? Of course, in the beginning, I wasn't on that path at all. But after time, I went ahead and it struck me. It's really all about the students and about the future of the students. I saw a way to significantly enhance the education we provide our students. It is clear that the future will be different, significantly different, and we need to prepare our students for the future. In addition, our students should have the opportunity to access a career path of their choosing. I'd like to break down the benefits our students will have in 3 areas. One would be the facility itself, and John told you a lot about the facility. Secondly, a multidisciplinary environment. For example, engineers working with psychologists to solve a problem. Unheard of when I went to engineering school. And third, access to experiential learning. In other words, learning from other people how they did it and how you can do it maybe a little better. That's what innovation is about. You're going to go through the facility and you'll find a giant idea shop with tools and equipment for making prototypes. Number 2, we have here a leadership academy. Our students can learn how to lead a team. 3, we have startup facilities on this campus. Very few universities have startup facilities. We have the Knapp Center for Entrepreneurship. That's about taking an idea and turning it into an enterprise. And 5, one of the best institutes of design in the country. It started in 1937. And we have got a terrific program here. In addition, a multidisciplinary environment that includes what we call interprofessional teams. That's teams that are working with people from different backgrounds, different educations. We'll have business case competition and teamwork, collaboration, and leadership. A lot of students don't know what that really means. Some examples of experiential learning are opportunities that include having entrepreneurs in residence, doing lectures by entrepreneurs, and visit to companies off campus. I'd like to summarize the very special education our students will get. They will acquire skills that match up with employer needs. They will be prepared for the future. They will learn how to solve difficult problems. They will select a career path of their choosing. And they will indeed be in demand. Thank you.
You know, you start with a vision, you end up with an architect, you have an idea, you think you know how things are going to be done, and then you're faced with one very tough problem. Who's going to lead this and make it happen? And I was asked that a number of times by Ed and Vic, and there was many discussions about who should lead this. But in the end, we found the right person because our trustees knew him. He was running 1871, and when we asked him if he would like to be our commencement speaker, we started to talk to him and realized maybe he'd be interested in doing this. And fortunately, he said yes. Howard.
Thank you, Alan. Ram took 2 pages out of my speech. I'm really depressed with that. So I want to start by advising everyone sitting on the pitch that your cushions can be used as flotation devices in the event that we have a water landing. And that flight analogy might be really perfect because this is a place, a launching pad where our students will have an opportunity to create ideas and have those ideas take shape, to have their businesses be born and ultimately their dreams to come true. And we're excited because those dreams will be driven by a commitment to hard work. And that's the work that's needed to change our communities, to change our city, and to change the world, all for the better. Our basic belief is really simple. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you work for. Ed Kaplan and the many others who made this vision into a reality envisioned an interdisciplinary institute bringing together all the resources of the university, which would help to more fully equip and enable our graduates to enter the working world with the skills and the talents necessary to succeed in an environment where today the only constant is change. Besides a firm technical grounding, the skills that you're going to need for what I call the new collar economy include effective communication, empathetic leadership, a tolerance for ambiguity and goalless planning, a digital first mindset, and an appreciation for the criticality of human-centered design in everything that we do. And this is why I'm so excited that the Institute of Design will be a major part of the Kaplan Institute. The possibilities for collaboration and for synergy and for interactions and serendipity are endless. And I want to take a moment to acknowledge Victor Morgenstern, whose extraordinary contributions really helped to drive the return of ID to the main campus. And so we're very grateful for Vic's help. Thank you. The challenges of the future aren't going to be neatly packaged, and they're not going to be suitable for silos. They're going to require, as you heard, cross-disciplinary skills and team-based solutions that extinguish the boundaries between many of these disciplines and bring together strategies for students and for faculty to create unique and really game-changing solutions. And one thing we know for sure is that no one today does anything important by themselves. I'm proud to be building a new team here, including the Deputy Director, Barbara Pollack, and a team of already countless talented people, and we couldn't be more excited about that. We're also excited that Kaplan, working closely with our engineering school, will host some of the exciting new VR visualization tools and planning tools developed by Dassault Systems from France. We've just signed a new MOU with them, and we're excited about that. You will see in the demo space the technology of Magic Leap, and we have Israel Adonijah here walking around and scaring the life out of people. But in any event, and that's a project which AT&T will also be involved in. And the projects that we undertake here with the support and the commitment and engagement of both the best faculty and also our business and industry partners are designed to address the problems that we see, whether they're needs, whether they're critical concerns, and these enormous challenges that are all before us. And we think that education and technology will provide the paths forward to real change and also to providing access, as you heard, for everyone to these new opportunities. And part of the mission of Kaplan, beyond educating our own students, is to reach out to the communities that surround us and help us advance them and especially their youth as well. And that's why we're excited also to be partnering with several CPS schools, including the Diet High School for the Arts, and with SoftBank Robotics, which is here in force today, to expand and offer robotics programs to their students. Talent is everywhere, we know that in our great city, but opportunity and access to crucial resources doesn't happen by itself. It takes us, and we need to help, and we need help in doing that. And so let me start, speaking of help, by introducing you to the two newest team members. So Pepper, come on up.
Hello everyone, and thank you Howard. It is great to be here for the opening of the Ed Kaplan Family Institute. I'm very excited about my new role here. It will be great working with the students to help everyone have a better understanding of robotics.
We're glad to have you on the team, Pepper.
Thanks, Howard. I'm also excited to take my talents to the Chicago Public Schools to help inspire more children to explore science, technology, and other STEM fields.
Great, and speaking about excitement, how about helping us cut the ribbon?
Sure, Howard. We're more than happy to help out.
So while we get the ribbon cutting set up, and those of you who are going to participate in the ribbon cutting, as soon as we get to your area, please join us by standing up. And then I'll ask after we cut the ribbon for the ribbon cutting party to stay standing and everybody else to just wait a few moments because Pepper is not done. All right, so come on up, everybody, please.
Well, everyone, here we are. The ribbons have been cut. We see the future of artificial intelligence. It can help you do anything. But this is a wonderful day for everyone. I hope you'll spend some time and take a walk around this wonderful facility. Just see a facility that's really designed to allow people to be creative, to practice creativity, to develop innovations, and hopefully to become entrepreneurs if they wish to. This is a dream of our university. It's an investment in our student body, and we think this is the best investment that could be made at this time. Thank you, everyone, for coming.